Start new game. This was made by... You guys can see the game, right?
Thank God you've returned. I need your help.
Hey, Atrus.
There's a great deal of history that you should know. But I'm afraid that I must continue my writing.
Always writing.
Here. Most of what you'll need to know is in there. Keep it well hidden. For all reasons you'll discover, I can't send you to Riven with a way out. But I can give you this. It appears to be a linking book back here to Dunny. But it's actually a one-man prison. You'll need it, I'm afraid, to capture Gan.
Who is Gan? Your father?
Once you've found Catherine, signal me, and I'll come with a linking book to bring us back. There's also a chance, if this all goes well, that I might be able to get you back to the place that you came from.
And here we go. What up, my furballs, and welcome to Riven. I am playing this live. Also, you will notice that the graphics look kind of like poo. That is because I can't do anything yet. Hello, who are you?
Yo?
Yo. What?
Tagema. Rekoa. Tagema. Musu rekoa. Wisirapo. Wisirapo. Umutika bukua nai. Wisirapo. Umutika bukua nai.
I don't know what you're saying.
Wisirapo. Bukua nai. Bukua nai. Bukua nai. Bukua nai.
Yeah, you don't want to use that, dude. Nope. What just happened? Did I just watch someone die? Okay, now he's being dragged off. Hello? Still can't do anything. Anyone? Yes, I hear your footsteps, please. Who the heck are you? What the... What just happened? Okay. Welcome everyone. What up my furballs, and welcome to Riven. Give me 1 second. There is no way to adjust any sort of graphic settings. Okay then. So we are playing this live. You will notice that the graphics do look kind of like poop, and that we cannot free roam. That is because, unlike Myst, this game has not been redone. Only Myst has ever been redone. So we are in the original graphics and the original setup. So they jammed something in there. Yeah, I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did. So I have only played this game once before. There is no... Chat just said it would be cool if they remastered the entire series. It would be, but these future games have a lot more live action to them, and so that's why I'm not sure they would. So I have played through this one once before, so I kind of do know what to do. This one is notorious for having the hardest puzzles in the entire Myst series, though. So try to follow along if you can. If not, that's okay. Okay, so no, wait, hold on. I want to go back up there. Yeah, this is... And now imagine playing Myst in this same fashion. This is what the original Myst was like. Yeah, so... Not quite there. You'll notice there is a black border around the entire thing. That is also because, if I remember correctly, this game actually does have a small inventory system, which Myst did not have. I think that's where I want it. I think. We go down here. We can't unlock the gate, but thankfully the gap is big enough to just crawl under. Ha! I did have it right. Or not. No, I need... Hold on. One more? Maybe? Okay, one more. That should be it. Please tell me I'm right. I think I'm right. There it goes. Let's crawl under. Yes, there we go. That's what we want. Because then we go here and we do that. There. And we do that. Okay. Those will be used later on. I should probably show you guys all the little cool art details that they have in here as well. Okay, so we go in here. Let's open this up. So we have someone throwing someone into a chasm with a book. Oh, wait. I do have the book. Okay, there we go. They held for more than 30 years, but the corrections I made to Riven have finally failed. The island has resumed the familiar pattern of decay that is the hallmark of my father's work. I must now race to implement this new patch before it's too late. I only hope that my revised theories are sound. Revisions to Riven complete. There are still a number of minor adjustments which need to be made, but the basic corrections have been entered and should be working. Something's not right. I've been monitoring the instruments for several hours now, but have thus far observed no change. It's possible that I made an error, though I've checked my entry against my prenotion and can find no discrepancy. I have not had a rest in nearly 3 days, so it may be that I am just not seeing it. If the fault is with my foundational assumptions, however, perhaps after a short rest I will see something. Success! It appears that my repairs have been effective after all. The gateway image has become noticeably clearer, and although it is impossible to know this with absolute certainty, the island seems to have quieted itself. Just a few more weeks of work, and I should be free, at least to go there myself and attempt to bring Catherine back. The past 8 months have left me little time to think, to devise a strategy for getting her out of there. I have received no sign from her in all that time. I am afraid that... No, I must assume that she is all right, lest my fears undermine my efforts to bring her back. I did not create the Age of Riven. Unlike my father, I have never presumed to have such power. And yet the future of all those who live there has fallen into my hands. So far, I managed to read the page before it turns. The island continues to appear stable. I would like to believe that I have saved a dying world. But the theories of one individual cannot support the lives of real people indefinitely. I must get everyone off of Riven as soon as possible. The problem now is Gen. I'll never be able to rescue Catherine and relocate the islanders if he is still the man he once was. I haven't seen him in over 30 years, but his history forces me to assume that he is still a threat. His myopic mission to restore the Denise civilization has left too many innocent cultures dying in its wake, and would continue to do so, were he to once again be free of the confines of Riven, or the Fifth Age, as he coldly titled it. I, before a couple of years ago, had never before heard the word myopic, and yet here we have it being used right here. The universe has been safe from his corruptive influence for the last 33 years, but no one has been able to leave that age, the last linking book out of Riven having been lost in the star fissure upon my return to Mist. That was my intention, to maroon my father on Riven by removing all the existing links to other worlds. And since the art of constructing books has long been lost with the fall of Dunny, he would be trapped there for the remainder of his lifetime, and effectively segregated from the countless other worlds that he would have invaded. In effect, that is what we achieved. But the way it fell, however, was no one's ideal. Though the sting of the incident has gradually faded from my memory, the deep pain of the responsibility of what actually came to be has never left me. At the time it seemed so clear. Gen's destructive path could not be allowed to continue. But it was never my choice that the innocent inhabitants of Riven, who had already suffered so much, would be the ones to pay for it. Enough. To dwell on the past is to die in the present. The situation is not the same as it was then. The knowledge I have acquired in the years since that time has yet to be applied to this problem. I think I have a solution. Why did it not occur to me sooner? I do not know unless the idea of it had been pushed out with the thought of my sons. A prison book. Many years ago, during a hunting expedition through the ruins of Dunning, I chanced upon a formula for a most unusual type of book. Unfortunately, due to the fact that my father was then in the habit of confiscating my discoveries, I was forced to leave it behind. Years later, however, as part of my efforts to protect the vulnerable worlds linked to the books in my library, I was pleased to find that I could still recall most of the formula, and with a little experimentation, quickly succeeded in creating one of these devices myself. The procedure is actually quite simple. By altering key lines of text but slightly, a normal linking book's connection can be partially severed in such that anyone who attempts to use the book will be permanently trapped in the dark void of the link. That is, unless someone else then uses the book, at which point that person would become trapped and the first person would be displaced back into the world. We saw that be true in the bad endings of Myst. The technique can be applied to books that have already been written, changes to the original text being so slight that anyone who is unfamiliar with the code will be unable to detect them. If indeed my father has not changed, then what better bait could there be than a book that appeared to be a link back here to Dunning? Trouble. My nightly analysis of the island's condition has revealed that the tremors have begun again. The pattern, however, is new. The disturbances are the result of the changes I have made. This did not, at first, concern me, however. Tremors of this type were one of the possible side effects that I had anticipated during this initial phase of the island's readjustment. Still, in order to verify my assumptions, I decided to calculate again, incorporating the new data. The results were not what I expected. The damage to the understructure is more extreme than I realized. I can no longer go to Riven as planned. Catherine, forgive me. I must act while I still have time. The signs are barely visible, but there is no question that the island's deterioration is accelerating. Total collapse is imminent, unless I can keep ahead, and that is becoming increasingly difficult to do. With every passing moment, I gain a clearer picture of the incredible chaos that my father's economy of words has yielded, but it is a dismaying process. The complexity of the problem is overwhelming. There is no end to this. The last few days have all but convinced me that the collapse of Riven is inevitable, and that, at best, I can only strive to delay it now, and hope that at some point the island will become stable enough to risk a rescue attempt. I think I've come up with a way to subdue the tremors. It will require my exclusive attention for at least a month or two, so it may be necessary to discontinue these journal entries for a while. Something truly miraculous has happened. Beyond all conceivable probability, someone has finally found my lost Myst linking book and has freed me from this prison. Hey, that was us! So that means that, so back here he says, where was that? That the last linking book out of Riven having been lost in the star fissure upon my return to Myst. That means what he was saying in the beginning of Mist was his first attempt to trap Gen. That's when that happened. And then we find the book. I immediately realized that this could be the solution to my dilemma. I believe my mysterious benefactor is willing to assist me. I'm still not sure it can work. The logistics of such a scheme are formidable, but the mere fact that they may now be possible for me to continue my repairs to Riven, and yet proceed with my original intent to find Catherine, has given me renewed hope. The last few days have left me little time to work out the remaining problems with sending someone else to Riven. It did occur to me, however, that if a way could be found to signal me once Gen had been captured, it would no longer be necessary to take a real linking book to Riven and risk the possibility of inadvertently releasing Gen. The deteriorated state of the gateway image makes the use of the visual signal impossible, but the picture remains a reliable indicator of Riven's condition nonetheless. By measuring and interpreting variations in the noise patterns, I am still able to observe basic changes that occur in the age, even though I cannot see them. The problem is that my instruments can only detect changes that occur on a fundamental level. It seems unlikely that an individual could affect such an elementary change from within an age. The idea may be foolish. Still, there is a known weakness that may be worth investigating, an anomaly that appears as a rift between two separate systems, the star fissure. But now, or even if this fact could be exploited, I cannot say. Sending someone to Riven also means that once I receive the signal that they are ready to return, I would have to leave my writing in order to take a real linking book there myself. However, provided my father was safely out of the way, this should take very little time. After that, assuming the island does not incur much damage in my absence, it should then be relatively simple to hold it together long enough for Catherine to return to Riven and evacuate the remaining islanders. Predetermining the signal without knowing the topography of the island may prove to be impossible, but I'm afraid there can only be one answer to the question of whether or not I should send my friend to Riven with a way out. The potential for failure will be greatly diminished if the prison book is all that is taken there. I'm sure my father is expecting me to bring the linking book to Riven. May he not be disappointed. So this would be again throwing him into the chasm. Into the star fissure, probably. Oh, we just did that one. My bad. And with that, actually, we will end this video for those of you who are watching on YouTube.